All right, so this is the story of when I was in Marine Bootcamp and when I went. Right now, let me tell you something about myself when I went to Marine Bootcamp. All right, so I decided that you know what, there really wasn't anything that I wanted to do after high school. Right, I didn't want to go to fucking college. I absolutely did not. And if I did go to college, let me tell you one thing. If I did go to college, I would go to a community college. And my plan was that I would learn Chinese, I would learn Mandarin for 2 years, community college, 2 years, learn Mandarin, and then I would get a job and literally save up to go to China, one-way fucking ticket, go to China and just stay there and just fucking chill with the Shaolin monks. I swear to God, that was mine. I promise you, that is what I was thinking. If I didn't go to Marine Boot Camp, that is exactly what I would have done. I would have went over there to the Shaolin monks. Who knows where the fuck I would have been today? Who knows? But there was this Marine recruiter that was there at high school, and then he called me up, and we was in the library. He was like, "Oh, you ever thought about joining the Marines?" And I was like, maybe, right? And then, I just decided that, you know what, man, fuck it. Let's just start a new chapter in my life, whatever, go to the Marines, I get to travel, yada, yada. This is before I knew about the shit that was going on in the world. I was still a little semi-aware, like a little bit, but I was just doing the Marine shit because I genuinely didn't know what the fuck else I wanted to do with my life besides the Shaolin, besides the China idea. And I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just get a career in the Marines and just do that. So I was still skinny fat at the time. I was 165.9. But it wasn't a good body composition at all. I was skinny fat. I hate when people say that. It's like, oh, 5'10", 160, yeah, that's a pretty good weight. No, the fuck it wasn't. My body composition was shit. I was pissed off. When I was street dancing at the time, and I always wished that I was skinnier. I always wish I was skinnier. I was, still eating bullshit. I always wish I was skinnier, right? And it's like, oh, just do cardio. Bro, the entire time, I'm ranting real quick because I'm gonna let you know, the entire time, I'm gonna say sophomore year in high school, all the way to senior year, I'm dancing every single fucking day. Dancing is a lot of goddamn movement. How the fuck do I not lose? I probably lost 2 pounds. At most. I was gaining weight. I probably lost 2 fucking pounds. Then I figured out later that holy shit, my metabolism is actually dog shit. And I had to do something about it. And that was in 2020. That was in freaking September 2020 when I found out, that like, yo, the food that you're eating, bullshit. Okay, whatever. But this is about Marines. My body composition, it was still shit. I was still skinny fat at the time. 165.10. And then the ISP. It's not fucking ISP. What is it? Internet service provider? I think it's IST. Right? It was the test that you had to pass to be able to actually go to basic training. It was run a mile and a half, do 3 pull-ups, and do 45 crunches, something like that. And I think the hardest one for me, I think the hardest one for me was definitely the mile and a half, right? Because I was just skinny fat, man. It was definitely the mile and a half, and I would literally wake up at I remember I would wake up at 4 a.m. I live right next to the freaking track. Right, I would just go to the middle school track. I would wake up at 4 a.m. before the school actually opens and shit like that, and I would just go out there and just run. I would just put on my white tee and I would just run laps. I would just run laps, right? And I still had an issue running a mile and a half in 13 minutes. Are you fucking serious? I had issues running a mile and a half in 13 minutes. Even though the whole time before that I'm fucking dancing anyways, so like I'm naturally just building up my cardiac. Like I'm naturally just building up my cardio anyways. Like how the fuck does that happen? Like it's just so much bullshit. It's actually insane how badly food can fuck your shit up. Even though you're doing everything completely right, food can just fuck your shit up. Eating the wrong type of food can just fuck your shit up. It was disgusting. So, I passed the IST, and then I went to basic training November 27th. I remember that because it's my dad's birthday. It's crazy. I deployed, whatever, went to basic training November 27th, Paris Island. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I genuinely enjoy being at Marine Bootcamp. It was actually fun. Even though there were drill instructors yelling at you, yada, 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 it was actually pretty enjoyable. Why? Because I learned a lot from there. I learned a lot from there. I did. I absolutely did. And I actually had fun going there, and it was actually a pretty funny experience for the month and a half that I was there. Now, let me tell you about a time I almost made a drill instructor laugh. I made a drill instructor laugh, right? So, there we were. We were in the barracks, just doing whatever. And then we had to clean the whole barracks. The platoon had to clean the whole barracks. And then, the whole barracks, the bed and all the shit like that, sweeping, cleaning the walls, fucking, and the head. The head is the bathroom. That's what we call it, the fucking head. We will clean the head, right? And then one of the drill instructors, I think it wasn't a senior drill instructor. No, it was, he was a staff sergeant drill instructor, but he wasn't an SDI. He wasn't a senior drill instructor. But what he wanted somebody to do was that he gathered up some of us, and he was like, yo, who here is actually retarded? And I said, this recruit, sir. And he said, come here. And what he had tasked was that all he wanted me to do was, he had a spray bottle, it had some cleaning shit in it, and he just wanted me to spray some walls and some glass. That's it. He didn't want me to wipe it out at all. It was like, all you have to do is do this. You just spritz once or twice. That's it. I sir, and bro, I swear to God, bro, he had a fucking smile on his face. Bro. That shit was probably the most enjoyable part I had in fucking Marine Bootcamp. That shit was actually funny as hell. But yeah, I decided that I didn't really want to do it. At the time, I was like, what, fuck this shit, yada yada. Didn't want to do fucking Marine Bootcamp because I didn't want to be a robot. That's what I told my senior drill instructor that. But then, I got sort of peer pressure into doing it back in. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually try this shit this time. And then I think it was fate. Because I got peer pressure into it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this shit again. Because if I fucked up and I wasn't actually performing, they were gonna drop me down a level to they were gonna drop me down a whole week to another freaking platoon in a whole different company. And I was like, nah, I really fuck with these guys, sorta. It was neutral, I guess, right? There were definitely some individuals that I fucks with in there. And then they dropped me they were going to drop me a whole week below, and I didn't really want that. And if they did that, I was like, okay, yeah, nah, fuck, I just want to get out, right? And then I think it was fate because something happened. And the thing that happened was that there was a recruit that had an item of mine. I don't know how the fuck he got this item, but we were supposed to, we were doing like checks for the bags or whatever. And then he had this item. I couldn't find this shit anywhere. And he fucking had it the whole time. And that's what got my ass. And that's where they thought that it was my fault. There were guys lying the fuck out of me. I was like, bro, this shit, it genuinely wasn't my fault. It was his dumb ass fault. But that's the shit that happened. Right? And if he hadn't had my shit, I swear to God, I probably still wouldn't be. This video wouldn't even be a thing. I wouldn't even be in Texas right now. Promise you. Like it's actually insane how an event can just like change your life. I think it was fake. Definitely fake. Yeah. It's actually crazy when you think about it. One event can just shift everything. Like at the time, it seemed like so insignificant. It's like, yo, fuck, I'm gonna just quit Marine Bootcamp. But yeah, I decided to skedaddle because I was like, all right, you know what, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just dip. And there was this other guy that, he decided to dip with me. And if I really, I still remember his first and last name, obviously. I'm not gonna say it here though. But if I want to get in contact with him today, I could. Absolutely could. Right? But I just, we decided that it's like, yo, this shit is for robots. They're trying to make robots, yada, yada, yada. And we fucking decided to quit. He was 26. I was 18 at the time. 18, 19 at the time. We both decided to quit. We was like, fuck it. And then we just went into RSP, Recruit Separation Platoon. I think that's what it's called. Recruit Separation Platoon. And then we just wait. I think I was there for like 2-3 weeks before we finally it was like 2 or 3 weeks. It wasn't bad at all. And then I decided to dip. I took the bus they had me take a bus from Paris Island, to Savannah, Georgia, and then to Orlando, Florida. And my dad picked me up. And then I got back in freaking Tampa, Florida. Right? But Marine Bootcamp definitely did teach me a lot. And I am honestly grateful that I did go. Now, did I make this video to make you change your mind about going, change your mind about not going? Or it's like, man, fuck that shit, they're trying to make robots. It's like, hey, this video wasn't meant to change your mind. Duh. Yo, you're your own fucking man. Right? If you truly wanted it, then go fucking do it. Who the fuck am I? I'm just telling you my goddamn experience. I'm telling you that I genuinely enjoyed it. I didn't want to do it because I was like, you know what? Nah, fuck this shit. I didn't want to be a robot. It's like, oh, I didn't want to do this shit. Right? There were definitely, it's crazy how one event just changed my life. Insignificant though. Right? But yeah, I definitely did learn a lot. And what else? What else is there? My recruiter was also cool as fuck, right? By the way, really important, really fucking important thing I left out. My MOS, bro, I had the thing that really made me quit, I remember now, the thing that really fucking made me quit was the MOS that I got. The MOS that I wanted to get, I didn't have a high score on the ASVAB. I didn't, right? It was, I barely passed, just damn near about. I barely passed the fucking ASVAB. And the MOS that I wanted to get was administration or some shit like that. I don't know the number. Don't ask me the fucking number. I don't know, right? But it was administration. Basically, I'd be in a fucking office all day, just doing shit. Right? And they was like, oh, that's boring, yada, yada. You don't get to be out there, risking your life for, a country that doesn't care about you, yada, yada. It's like, okay, I was like, fuck it. I'll just be administration. I didn't give a fuck. I'll be administration. I'm still making as much as you dorks. I mean, okay, not dorks. I take that back. Right? As you guys, just risking your lives for a country that doesn't care about you. But you wanted to do it anyways because, like, oh, cool, Ashley out here shooting guns, da-da-da, whatever. You do you. I'm still making as much as you. If I'm the same rank, whatever. But I didn't get that MOS because they said that actually, no. They said that, nah, that MOS isn't available. Actually, you can just be a cook. And I was like, and then they tried to sell it. It's like, oh, you'll be a cook, and when you get your high ranks, you'll be able to serve, the commandant of the Marine Corps, aka the general. And I was like, bro, nah, just give me the fuck out. Like, bro, you kidding me? A fucking chef, a fucking cook, bro. The fucking what cooking for, what the mess hall, shit like that. Chow. It's like, oh, chow. No, I didn't want to do that shit. No, that's the thing that actually made me quit, because I think that's the worst MOS you can get, and I fucking got it, fucking chef, bro. I think that was the worst fucking MOS you can goddamn get. The least impressive MOS you could fucking get was goddamn cook, and I was like, fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that. What else did I leave out? Also tried to get my buddy to join the Marine Corps because if I refer somebody, then they upgrade my rank from private. They upgrade my rank from private to private first class. I think if I reference someone or some shit like that, that's what they would do. Right? And I tried to reference someone that's like, oh, if you join, da da da, right? And then we sent letters. Right, we were allowed to send letters to people while we were in the Marines. And then I remember, I sent a letter to my homie, right? He didn't send one back. And, when I got in contact with him, he said, oh yeah, nah. Yeah. When I got in contact with him, right, after I freaking dipped from the Marines, I asked him, it's like, yo, did you read my letter? He said, yeah. And when I read your letter, that shit made me not want to join. I was like, really? Yeah. What I wrote in that letter was literally my experience. I think it was like, oh, they yell at you. I forgot what I don't even know what the fuck I wrote. I don't remember what I wrote. Right? And if I was to ask him, I doubt he fucking remember it either. But I remember him telling me that he did not even consider the moment he freaking read my goddamn message. The moment he read my freaking letter. So there's that. He wouldn't have joined anyways to begin with. But yeah, there's one thing I could tell you is that joining the Marine Corps, right? It's definitely a shitload of peer pressure. A lot, like a shitload. It's actually a lot of peer pressure. It's gonna be peer pressure everywhere. Peer pressure to join gangs, to join the brotherhood, to join this, to join that. And it's like peer pressure. They have to be your peers for them to pressure you at first. They weren't really my peers because it's like, bro, I just fucking met you, right? It's whatever. But yeah, after that, I freaking, I went street dancing, and that's the story of that. So yeah, that's basically everything about, me joining Marine Bootcamp. A lot of the information I left out wasn't, I probably don't even remember it that well, so I'm not even going to tell it because it might not have been true, because it's not going to, I'm not going to be able to explain it as much as I would like to, essentially, because I don't remember the whole thing. So yeah, that's basically it. Me being in freaking Marine Bootcamp at the time. Right, I enjoyed it, but I decided to not fucking be a part of the goddamn Marine because I didn't want to be a robot. And I now found out that I don't really like this country anymore. This country is absolutely going down in a wrong direction at the time of this recording. The whole world is going down in the wrong direction, but I'm pretty sure that if you know me, then you'll understand why. Check out theorionlines.com. I'm not sponsored by them. Peace.